There are different ways to cure it, of course, but then there is a cure that you could forever say goodbye to cracked, bleeding, sometimes black crevice creep into your calluses. I've done it for the past 14 years, and this is the only way to cure it, and here's how to do it. So, you see my, some of you say, oh, you call that callus? Well, I call that ashen skin, and it's white, and it's not as tough because, you know, when I went to nail school, one of the most important thing that I really wanted to demystify is that why would I run into a salon every 2 weeks screaming that there were thick calluses that splits. Mine doesn't split. You do have, you know, this is just the anatomy. You have the wrinkles and the calluses because we walk. I walk all the time. So here's how we do it. We have 2 foot files here, and this is metal file, and this is disposable file. And depending what you want, metal file is easy to, you know, it's not what you want to achieve, is what your lifestyle is. Like, I know if someone's avid about recycling, metal file, sterilize at home. This, always a fresh file, disposable after 1 use, and you'll know why. So I'm gonna soak my feet in just tip it cold water. And while I do this, I wanna tell you about a story where when I went to, you know, my journey searching for the perfect pedicure, there was 2 things. One, I was really addicted to the instant gratification when they were crater knifing my calluses, and it's so amazing when you see your dead skin come off and you're like, oh my god, I have no calluses. That's not true, because, you know, epidermis grows in many layers, and that's false epidermis. And you run back because, you know, nail technician doesn't have time, and this is what they want you to do. It's just like having, you know, addiction, and it was a really vicious cycle for me, and as well as ingrowns and cuticles. You'll see my other episodes of, you know, this YouTube series, that how I have outcome it. So I just simply, you could have a fancy, soapy, amazing, you know, like when you read in a magazine, light a candle, and I am a culprit of giving those interviews. Light a candle, make it a romantic thing. For me, I don't want to clean up. You know what? I mean, I do this, I exfoliate my calluses, my feet, whenever it's needed. And that does not mean that I have to take off my polishes or anything like that. If it looks ashen like I just showed you, I just do a quick, really just, it takes 10 minutes before shower or before I clean my bathtub, and then it's amazing. You don't really need to look for a perfect foot cream, because it's not really about the foot cream, is it? It's really about your dead skin. And that's what we're talking about right now. So, I'm going to, I soaked for, you know, a couple of minutes while I was talking to you. And I'm going to just dry a little bit. And this is a foot file you can get in any drugstore. It's about like 99 cents or $1.29 or something like that. There's always 2 sides. One that is rough, one that is soft. You're gonna hold it like a paddle and always start with the rough side. And then what we're gonna do is, we're gonna go into this direction. And it doesn't matter what you see, what you don't, you're just gonna keep going, because that's what exfoliation is. Just like when you're getting a facial. And I like to do up direction And you have that kind of paddle move where it's hard to describe, but this is the most comfortable position I could hold to. And I wouldn't recommend using this ever after this segment, and you'll know why, because you'll have so much dead skin coming out of you that you don't want to. So I go back and forth here, and this is what ashen means. You see all that dead skin? And I need my callus to dance, walk, whatever in life. I'm never gonna get rid of it, but I can make it soft. And it'll come back, but that's how it is. Doesn't everything come back? Like gray hairs. Now, you think the callus is always only at the heels. I have so much dead skin around here. When you wear that beautiful heels and you go, oh my god, I moisturized, but like, why does it look ashen? That's your dead skin. Now, this side was really easy because I just had my feet here. I mean my leg there. But, and if you feel like this is too dry, you're gonna dip in the water a little bit here. Because water lifts the dead skin. That's why everyone's we all soak our bodies when we take a bath, when we get a professional pedicure. Just because you don't see the dead skin doesn't mean you don't see all that here. And I love, for me, this like crevice right at this point, it's really just like a lot going on for me. And then my favorite part is, and this is still rough part. Yeah, why would you want to use more than once after this, right? My favorite part is I go slowly over the feet, my toes. And you know how you have like that callousy feeling? That's how you exfoliate. Then we're gonna seal the deal with the, you don't always have to dry pat it like I did. It depends how much time you have. But I mean already it's so smooth. But all that smoothness, you could see there's still like dead debris here, dead skin. I'm gonna sand it off. That's just sealing it. And those of you who has really, really bad cracked heels here with like black dirt seeping into it, you don't have to use water. Or what you could do is you could do this, and then afterwards you could just use lotion, any lotion, and start with the same file after you used it the first time. With the lotion, you could do another round of exfoliation. But for me, this is the one that cured me running into professional nail salon with cradle knife that razors my calluses. That is illegal. Every 3 weeks, and you know, after the callus is off, like, it's amazing feeling, but at the same time it hurts to walk. See, like right now, this is so soft. So like there's no hard calluses or ashenness or whatever. I mean, this is pretty amazing. Then you get the crevice and everything. And I do this before I take my nail polishes off because if I do my pedicure, let's say once every 6 weeks, or you know, a month, or even every 3 weeks, or sometimes you guys do it like once a week, you can't have a manicure because you have to paint your toes. You could do this exfoliation, you could do this as many times as you want. I wouldn't recommend doing it like every day, but when I first tried to cure my cracked heels, I did once a week, like this, at home. And 14 years later, I don't care about like a miracle foot creams. It's not about foot creams. I mean, yes, I moisturize. I think, you know, moisturizing and hydrating is the key, but then exfoliation is really important. Like, look, it just, you can feel that. It's really soft. And with the metal file, you can do the same thing. I don't want to get my other foot jealous. And it's been soaking for longer. But sometimes, you know, I use, when I feel like I need more work, and this is the rough side, like as a rule I told you, rough side, which is the rough side. And when you travel, and some people don't have that kind of like two-sided sandpaper for file, it's pretty awesome like to have a metal file that you could sterilize at home, and you just wash this after you use it, after soap and water, sometimes old toothbrush, you scrub it down, and then you soak it in alcohol for 20 minutes or 35 minutes before you use it. And look at all this chunk coming out. And of course, afterwards, this is the sander, the sealer that we talked about. So rough side and the softer side. And don't forget to do this motion, to go back and forth, because it's not about just back of your heels. It's all about the entire foot. How you could achieve most smoothest feet ever. And I hope it helps. Thank you.